of the questions I wanted to ask, and it's based on one of your most recent videos, but a very important thing to ask and discuss is: does money buy you happiness? Because it's we all chase, like many people chase it.
Wayo did a video on this one.
Yeah, but
so
like,
I can talk about it all day long.
Is this one of those things? Sorry.
You're fucking useless at this.
Not everyone's watched my videos.
But no,
not like you, where half the world has watched every video.
I've met many successful people across like in the celebrity world who you would foresee when you look at them from outside looking in at Instagram, and they've got the watches and the cars. You think they're loving life and they're not happy. And so I think I can, having met all these people, say that money doesn't buy you happiness. Like I feel like I've witnessed that, but most won't have ever witnessed that. What's your take on it all? Because we all chase that dragon.
Yeah.
Of like, let's make more money, or let's try and make more money, or like that's going to be the thing that'll make us happy.
Yeah. We all know that money won't make us happy. We just want to find that out for ourselves. Yeah. That's what they say.
Do you know, by the way, that chasing the dragon is like a reference to drug use?
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Was it Puff? The magic dragon.
Yeah, but it's like an old, like, from when they used to do...
That heroin?
Was it? No, back in like Victorian days, what was it called? That shit they used to do. It was an opiate of some kind. Anyway, sorry, go on. I just like...
So drugs will make you happy.
Demonetisation is a real thing. You have to put a drugs disclaimer on now. Okay. Go on, sorry, what you're saying. Yeah.
So, yeah, like... The academic research would suggest that you can buy happiness, but you just need to spend money on the right things. And those things are like, people are going to switch off at this point. They're like giving and experiences with friends. So if all happiness is chemicals in the brain, right?
Yeah.
So, I think what most people think is happiness is a destination and that we get there and then we're happy. That's wrong. And that's the kind of expectation that leads to unhappiness. That's why lottery winners end up miserable, because they think as soon as they won the lottery, right, my life's perfect. And then they get a real life problem and they're like, oh crap, that didn't solve that problem. There was a study where they compared lottery winners to paraplegics. And after 6 months, they found that their happiness levels were the same, because the people in the wheelchairs thought their lives were ruined. And the people who won the lottery thought their lives were perfect. And those expectations meant that 6 months on, the paraplegics were like, it's not that my life isn't over. Like there's still stuff to live for. So they were happier as a result of that, the expectation. Whereas, if you give someone 10 million quid, they live that life for a bit, and then they go to a restaurant that's a Michelin star and the steak's slightly undercooked. That's disastrous to them, because it's like their expectations are too high. So you need to manage expectations. You need to not like ratchet through the gears and think, oh, I've got this Rolex, but the next Rolex will make me happier. It won't. Yeah. And the things that actually make you happy.
Yeah, you.
Yeah, stuff.
He only puts his Casio on for
to be
effect.
man of the people.
I'm running a marathon this weekend. Man of the people.
Yeah, but the things that do genuinely make you happier that you can spend money on are experiences with friends. I mean, you look no further than the fact that when old people are about to die, all they talk about is what they remember, and that shows you what's important there. And then also giving has been proven to make people happier, because it releases like oxytocin in the brain, which is like, they call it the hug chemical or the happy hormone. So, give all your money away, basically.
So when we're filming that video on Wednesday, you give me a free service of like video production that make you feel better.
Yeah. It would to anybody else but you.
But the giving is like, you need to be close to the cause and you need to be able to see the impact. Like donating to Oxfam is from might be good morally, but from a happiness perspective won't do much for you.
Yeah, you don't see the result.
Yeah, you need, like, this is why people like that volunteer for local football teams and stuff. They're like happy people, fulfilled, because they're giving their time charitably and they can see the impact of that. But like donating money to a faceless charity where you never see where it lands, that won't make you happier.
Yeah, it don't quite have the same effect. How are you finding the journey of happiness and wealth building, I guess? Like, are you striking the balance, or?
No, I'm completely miserable, mate. Like, no, I'm not miserable, but I'm definitely like, I'm like I've always thought myself that more money would make me happier, and now I've got more money. I actually you just get it, and you're like, well, that isn't enough. Like,
right, yeah.
I mean, I'm not talking like millions. I don't know millions, but I've had months where that would be like the national average salary, and you would think, if you told me 10 years ago that I would have a month like that, I'd be like, oh God, you absolutely set at that point, lad. But I'm at a point in my life where I don't buy stuff. So more money doesn't actually, beyond a point, right? Beyond, say, like 4 or 5 grand a month, because I save half of what I bring in and all of that. Everything else is just more savings. And it's like, what's it for?
It's interesting. I mean, like in the YouTube world, I guess for you guys as well, when you're chasing the analytics, you know, it's like 8 out of 10, 9 out of 10, 1 out of 10.
It's devastating. That.
Like I saw KSI put a tweet out last
Does that
night.
bother you?
Yeah, it's horrible.
Is it?
Yeah, but I'm at the point where I'm not a made man like yourself.
No, I don't think, but people think that. That's not true at all.
No.
But the reason that doesn't bother, it used to bother me, I think. So because it tells you, even if you've not done anything wrong, or people didn't want to watch this,
Yeah.
so I have done something wrong.
Yeah.
Whereas now, I don't even bother looking now. I honestly don't. Like, because I just think you're going to get, it's going to colour what you think. If I do a video, I know if it's shit or if it's good.
Yeah.
So if I do a video which is ace, that I've put loads of time into, and it's 10 out of 10, I think there's a fucking ace video. I don't give a shit like
Yeah.
how much I earned from it or who watched it. So
It's probably annoying that the packaging can determine that though.
yeah,
like,
especially with YouTube.
yeah,
Like,
well, that's it. And like, you feel like if I'd have just packaged it a different way, it'd be better. But yeah, I quit my job to do this full time like you did. And I took a massive risk at that point, and it's still up in the air whether that was a good risk to take, because I was earning 6 figures from my day job. And if I'd have carried on doing what I was doing, I could have become a sales director, and they earn loads of money, right? In the finance world. So I could have earned a lot of money doing that and just progressing through that career path, but I wasn't really that happy doing it. But now it's still very much like, did I make the right choice? Did I not? Now it's going well so far, and I'm becoming more comfortable over time. But I guess you just worry that you're just going to make an idiot out of yourself online, and that the whole world's going to hate you. That's what
I do it on a fucking weekly basis, mate. So that's the point.
This is such a serious topic that we've just spoke about, and not 90 minutes ago we were talking about him shitting his pants again.
Yeah.
Like,
Well, you say again, like that's my annual pants shit, man. It happens. Give me a break.
How does that just happen?
Well, if you eat like too much food, you know, if somebody like me is struggling to eat something, then you risk, especially like if you've done a little series where you've been eating overeating more frequently than you normally would. So yeah, it happened at the end
I saw
of
this
the Canada trip.
on Twitter last night. So and I don't even follow KSI, but it still ended up on my feed. Thanks, guys, with a sad face, and it's his video, 9 out of 10.
Oh, right. Well,
but in 31 minutes, it had done 300,000 views.
Yeah, I mean,
like that's a shit house of a fucking tweet.
that is a
isn't it?
shit house of a tweet. And like blaming the audience.
Yeah.
Like, what are you on about? Blame yourself.
Can you imagine?
Do you know what I mean? Like, what fucking planet are you on, KSI? I'll fight you.
The thing is, like, I saw you post a video last night, and you got 174,000 views in 2 hours, and I don't know if that's good or not.
It was actually 340 because you see the delay.
Well, that's it. Well, this is it. So my biggest ever video, right, is like 600,000-700,000 views, right? And if he got that, he'd be fucking devastated, maybe. Like.
Because I think I am. I see what you're saying, but I think I'm one of the very few people. I remember, right? I remember when 100,000 views on a video was mind blowing to me, right? So to me, if
I remember when 1,000 was for me, like,
Yeah,
do you know what I mean? Like when you first started.
It's like you say about happiness, you kind of forget.
It's called hedonic adjustment.
Yeah, I know. I did watch the video. No, but
Next time, don't invite me. Just play some of my videos. Mate. Just put my laptop and play some of the video.
Cardboard cutout.
Yeah, be like, yeah, seen this one.
I'm trying to show enthusiasm because normally when I get a guest on and I say I've never fucking heard it,
Yeah, well, give me grief after Paul Smith sat there. Paul Smith like, fucking hell, I love your videos, me and my son. And you're like, yeah, I've not actually seen any of your stand up, but I'm sure it's good. I'm sure you're funny.
Yeah, but no, I think I'm getting much better at keeping a level head about it. I think if I did upload a video and it got like 50,000 views, I'd be like, shit. Then it would be a bit of a, but then it would just be a statistical anomaly, right? So I'd be worried about that part. But
the hard thing for me is like, I've got this thing in my hands that could potentially set me up for life, and that would have impacts for my son. And and I feel like I've got like the golden ticket in my hands, and it might just fall through my hands still. Do you know what I mean? Like
you talk about it like that.
I'm not quite set. And like, maybe people can't relate to this, but it's like, imagine like you've got the chance and now it's like you might mess it up, and that's terrifying. And if in 10 years, like this is, I didn't quite do it and I'm back in doing the thing, I feel like I'll regret it for the rest of my life.
It's a tough one, that, isn't it? Because I mean, like, there's even if that fell through now, you've all self-propelled, you've had a better chance than most. Like you've got a lot of people don't even break out of the mold of society, you know. So 9 to 5. So like arguably at this point you've already fucking cracked it. But I completely understand that you're sort of striving for the next thing. Like.
Yeah, it's just financial security really, so that I can say like I don't want to do this anymore, I do. But then at the same time, when I was studying number 10 the other day, I was like, well, actually I could say right now you've done all right from a where you've got to perspective. You know, you could be like, well, what's bigger than that in your space?
Is that hedonic adjustment? Is that where you say like you basically just keep resetting the benchmark?
Yeah, it's actually useful for us from a perspective of survival, and it's why people can live anywhere, right? Why do Spanish people come here and go, how the hell do you live in this miserable place? But then they're here for a year and they're like, oh, it's all right, you know. That's hedonic adjustment. And when you lose a loved one, if you didn't get used to that, you would just be depressed the rest of your life, wouldn't you? So we need that to be able to move on, but it's bad from a perspective of the world we live in now, where you can keep consuming, because we just constantly ratchet through the gears of like what is our baseline. Like the fact that when my first ever job was 15 grand a year and I thought I was the man, I bought a Hugo Boss suit for like $1,000.
Oh, shit.
Yeah, I told you I was an idiot.
You should have won.
I wrecked it on a night out. Just lived in it. Do you know what I mean? Whereas now, like, I could earn that in a month, and be like, oh, well, it's not quite secure. Like, that's crazy, and I know that's crazy, but that's the battle that I face. A lot of my content that I make is me saying I'm struggling with this. Here's what I found, because I'm trying to figure out why I'm not happy.